Hello guys! Today is another great day for another gameplay in Chernobylite 1. And I think that you already know why I'm speaking about Chernobylite 1. But for those of you who don't know, Chernobylite 2 was just announced 2 days ago. Officially, of course. But if you haven't seen the trailer, be sure to jump into our YouTube channel, so where you are now, but click on our channel profile picture or on our name, or just type in the searching tab and watch the trailer. I'm really curious about how you feel about it and what do you think about our new announcement. And of course remember, it's just a, well, announcement, it's just a cinematic trailer. Overall we wanted to share a lot, and you can't do it in a 1-minute video. So remember that all of things that you will see in this trailer is work in progress. Hop in, watch the trailer and leave a comment what do you think about it. And for today we are playing yet again in the tour around the zone mode. And recently we've been in Moscow, in cooling towers, we visited Red Forest, Pripyat Central, and yesterday we were at Pripyat Port. So today I think it will be a good change to go to some more foresty place, so Kopachi is my choice. For those of you who don't know it, the free play mode and the tour around the zone mode are two different modes. So, after you download the update, the recent free update, that you can download on any version, console, PS, Xbox or PC, you will have Chernobylite Complete Edition then. And thanks to that, you will have an additional map, Cooling Towers, which will be available to explore in the tour around the zone mode. So overall, the difference between the tour around the zone and the free play mode is that in the free play, you play basically the game in the same manner. But in the tour around the zone mode, there are no enemies, no monsters, no scare jumps, you're just visiting the place. And far away, you could see at the center of the screen that there is standing some guy. And this guy is a scientist, and I'm clicking a M button, so map. And he is here. I think that's the one. So he will be speaking to me. Well, I can interact with him. And he'll be telling me more about the Chernobyl disaster. So for example, what happened, when it happened, and usually it's somewhat connected to the place we are in. So every single map in the tour around the zone mode gives you a different spectrum of information. Usually if you go there, so let's mark this guy, usually if you go there you will hear things about, I don't know, if he is standing by this car, maybe he would be speaking about this car or how the similar cars were used. Or, oh, there's another gun. There's another guy, so let's ask him, and he will be probably speaking about either this statue or the people that this statue was based on. So, let's hear him.
This is only one of many monuments in the exclusion zone commemorating World War II soldiers. However, it is probably the most visited by tourists today. Okay, so what does the inscription say? So I don't suppose most of you read Cyrillic. The inscription below reads, "Eternal glory to the heroes who fell in the battles for the freedom and independence of our homeland." So overall we can basically guess that this is a World War II statue, and I think his uniform tells us a bit about it. But let's hear more. The names of Kopachi residents who died in combat in World War II, as well as those soldiers who died during the liberation of Kopachi in 1943. Okay, so he didn't have much to say. But nonetheless, I want you, when you will go into this mode, I really want you to travel around to... Not like me, I'm just running from place to place because I basically know the whole game a lot. I played hundreds if not thousands of hours. So I know these maps, and I also know these things that we are talking about today, that we are hearing about from the scientists, or notes that can also be found in this mode.
but I want you to go around, to discover things, to explore. That's the point this mode was created. Exactly this point. So you can actually read all the descriptions in the same manner they were written in the original. But let's go to another guy. And I think there is a note. So notes are also marked on the map as the question marks, but they're different. So as you may already guessed, these are just pieces of virtual paper that, well, teach you something about the disaster. The high number of radiation-related health problems and early death was largely due to the over 600,000 emergency workers of all professions passing through the exclusion zone in the years following the Chernobyl disaster. These are in addition to the 120,000 inhabitants evacuated at the time. This significantly increased the number of people exposed to dangerous radiation. And why there is a 120,000 number? Because you may encounter information saying that in Pripyat there was about 50,000 residents. In Pripyat, yes, but overall the exclusion zone and the people evacuated from large areas around the Chernobyl nuclear power plant were a lot more people. There were dozens of thousands of them. And this sums up to about 120,000 people evacuated, and most of the cases never returned. So let's hear this guy for a change.
Welcome to Kopachi, a village located near the city of Pripyat and the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Kopachi was heavily contaminated by radioactive fallout and was evacuated and abandoned shortly after the accident.
Oh, this guy will tell us a bit more than the previous one. So, how far is Kopachi from the power plant?
Kopachi is located about 5 kilometers southwest of the Chernobyl nuclear power station. It's one of the closest settlements to the plant.
Okay, so does anyone still live there?
The area around the village is considered to be a dead zone and not safe for human habitation.
Okay, well, seems logical.
Probably around 500 people. Like many other villages in the area, it was a small, rural community made up mostly of farmers and their families. Before the disaster, Kopachi had a typical layout for a small village, featuring several residences, farmsteads, and small administrative buildings. After the accident, the government demolished many of Kopachi's buildings in hopes of reducing the spread of contamination.
Okay, good to know. But there are some other question marks, but I don't want to show you everything. And if I remember correctly, that's the Emerald Camp, the Emerald Summer Camp. So let's go there. And there is one interesting thing related to this place in our game. Because, well, basically if you follow the channel, you already know that we used to travel to the zone. Used to, because now it's not possible. First due to, you know, the pandemic. I will have to cover this so YouTube won't block me. And then because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But before that, we managed to regularly travel to this place. And we scanned a lot of it. So most of the buildings, if not all, I don't remember now, sorry, are almost one-to-one recreated from the originals. But okay, so this way. And also the interesting thing, kind of sad also, is that the Emerald Camp was unfortunately destroyed during the fires, the wildfires. And because of them, the camp was burned to the ground. I think in most of it was burned to the ground. And unfortunately, well, you know, there are guards in the zone, but of course they pay a lot of attention to what's happening in the zone, but overall they don't have like a huge fire station active on the side. So they couldn't put it easily, and a lot of these buildings burned. Well, basically there are no more. On one hand it's kind of sad,
that we used to go there, that we used to see those buildings, like camping. I don't know how to call it, like a log cabin? Something like this. Maybe not log cabin, because it's not made of logs, but a, like, summer cabin, something like this. On one hand, it's a positive thing that we managed to go there and scan it, so you can visit it in our game, in this particular mode also. But on the other hand, it's sad that we will travel there sometime in the future and, well, we won't see it again. So I'm just wandering about, and I would like you to do the same, but to pay more attention to the details, because I'm, honestly, just like I told you, I know everything about every corner of these maps. Okay, so where is this? Oh, it should be inside. Let's read it. Rural areas of Ukraine and Belarus, where the majority of the Chernobyl fallout came to rest, were ill-equipped to deal with the aftermath of the nuclear disaster. Oh, well, it's nothing out of the ordinary in the USSR. Most villages within an 80-kilometer radius of the plant lacked basic amenities such as plumbing and central heating, and many were not connected to the electrical grid. Villagers had to fetch water from open wells, and bathing and washing laundry was a difficult and infrequent task. To heat their homes, they burned contaminated peat and wood, which generated dust containing radioactive particles. Medical facilities were few and understaffed, and the industrial age had largely passed this region by until the disaster of 1986. Still to this day, there are some people living in the zone. Or closely to the zone, I should rather say. They often have a lot of troubles that we don't think about every day. So for example, when we could, we used to help those people, like whenever we traveled there, we visited them, and for example, we brought everything they asked for. You could imagine that this could be like a TV or something. Nothing of the sort. Usually they asked us for a food that lasted long, that had a long shelf life. For example, like, I don't know if that's the correct word, but groat or rice or anything like it. And, for example, batteries. Because they used to listen to the radio and they didn't have any connection to the electrical grid. Oh, that's nice. Hearing about them, seeing what they needed, listening to interviews with them, listening to my friends who went there and helped them, was kind of awakening for me, because it showed me that to this day, in this place, or maybe not this particular place, but around it, there are still people who don't even have. They can't plug in any charger or any amenities like radio, for example, because they don't have anything to plug it to. But once again, I'm getting really talky. I talk much, sorry. Kopachi is one of the most underrated places in the zone, and I really love this map, but it's mostly foresty, and it kind of looks like this right now. Maybe, I don't know how about post 2022, post the invasion of Ukraine, but it should look the same, minus the fires, of course. So if you want to visit this place, especially a huge part of this map you won't be able to visit in real life anymore, well, just try out the tour around the zone. And feel free to explore. There's really a lot of things to look for in this place, in our game. And remember, if you didn't watch the trailer for Chernobylite 2, do it so after watching this video. And I'm kindly asking you, leave a comment and write what you think about the announcement. I would be really happy if you do so. Anyhow, that's it for today, guys. Take care, stay safe, and see you tomorrow.